Hey guys, welcome to your Michigan Compass. Today, we're over at Greenfield Village in Dearborn, Michigan. We're gonna go check out some history. Come along with us. Both Greenfield Village and the Henry Ford Museum are located very close to each other. If you see those steeples on that, those two buildings there, the buildings are actually connected, and that is the Henry Ford Museum. And then as I turn this direction, right over here, is the entrance to Greenfield Village. And it's very beautiful with all the flowers. All right, well, we ended up purchasing some train passes. We're gonna ride the train, go all the way around Greenfield Village and come back. And we are now sitting in the depot station, waiting for the train to arrive. I just noticed right across from us is a field of corn. And it looks like maybe some of that corn's already been picked because I don't see much on there. Boarding our train around Greenfield Village. All right, well, it looks like we found our spot and we're about ready to go on a train ride. Well, now that we've gotten off the train, we have an idea of what we'd like to see, where we'd like to go. Let's head into Greenfield Village. And right here's the sign for this building. It's the Rickert Wagon Shop. And it appears to be a workshop, and it looks like lots of wagon wheels and wood. And there's a carriage body over there. And that means that this is a place that builds wagons and does carriage repair right there. Look at those prices. Amazingly cheap. A wagon wheel, $26 per set. Right across from that wagon shop is the Soybean Experimental Laboratory. And it looks like they used soybean-based paint at the Forge Rouge plant, as well as on Model A car parts. Let's go in and check this out. Looks like this is the hopper that held the paint. And maybe the office was up there. And the machinery that's located around here is some examples of what they use this soybean-based paint on. You can see some farm plows. There's even a sickle hanging up there. Got some other things and some various plows and all kinds of farm equipment. There's even a tractor right here. And the train is departing the station once again, going for another loop. Look what is over here. We got a bunch of sheep just laying down in the shade, chilling out. It's not that hot today. It's only about 70, so not too bad. But I guess if you were wearing a wool coat, right, it would be a little bit warm. Right over here, got a couple of horses, and they are also hanging out in the shade today. This house right here is the Ford home. And there's a little placard telling you that. It says Henry Ford was born and raised in this farmhouse originally located a few miles northeast of where Greenfield Village is now located. Let's go in and take a look and see where Henry Ford grew up. Look at the carpeting on the floor in here. Very unique. And over here some wood floors. Here's a peek inside one of the rooms. Notice that heater, that little stove style heater inside. Looking over this way, we have another bedroom. And look at those hats over on that hat rack. And the clothes. And that little pot down there, that was your bathroom back in the day. this dining area was added on, and at one point it was the kitchen, and then they added on yet again, and this room right here became the final kitchen. Get that old piano or organ. Looks like it might have been an organ, I'm not quite sure.
So did you know that the only original piece of furniture is the secretary in that far corner? That was his father's secretary. It's where he would have kept the books for the large farm that he had. This is not where they would have had it, but we need to keep it behind the ropes because it's so fragile.
Over here at this building, it says the Bagley Avenue Workshop. Henry Ford built his first automobile in the backyard shed at the duplex he and his wife Clara rented at 58 Bagley Avenue in Detroit. And this is it. Let's go take a look. Another thing you can do here is take a ride on an actual Model T. They have them here. It's $8 a person, but there's quite a line, and I've been on a Model T before, so I think we're going to skip this today. So this particular bike was actually built by the Wright Brothers, and it is a very big and very strong bike. All right, what you're looking at right now is the wing structure for the Wright Brothers plane, the first plane to take flight. And this is an actual working structure from one of their very first attempts, and they've got it here in Greenfield Village. And right here we have the Wright family home. This is the home they lived in while they developed their first successful airplane. Here's the dining room where the Wright brothers would have ate dinner. looking across the street from the Wright Brothers. There's a couple more buildings over here, one of which we definitely want to check out. It's Mrs. D. Cohen. So the sign says Cohen Millinery, and it says it's a millinery shop. And it was set up to earn money after her husband's death, using mass-produced hat bodies and trims. She designed new hats and retrimmed old ones in the latest seasonal styles for her customers. Right here we have the Heinz house, and this is the same Heinz of the ketchup fame. However, ketchup was not the first thing they created, it was horseradish. And this is the house right here. Just going to take a quick look. We're not going to head inside here, but there it is. Well, unfortunately, this clock across the street was a bit of a letdown. It just chimed 3 times. There was no animation or anything. So maybe it's not working like it used to. I could swear this did more than just chime. Well, upon further inspection, there's a sign telling us that the clock has been deactivated for repairs. So I was right, it does have something going on with it. Maybe if we click on that QR code, it'll tell us a little bit more. And over here is the carousel, and you can ride this all day if you have the right member pass. If not, you have to buy tickets to ride the carousel. And just outside around the corner, they sell tickets for the carousel. The tickets are $3 a piece if you do not have the more advanced membership that includes unlimited rides on the train and carousel. And right here we've got the church. Not sure what this church is. We're going to go find out in just a second. It's actually a chapel, and it's Martha Mary Chapel, and it was often built at the center of New England towns like this. Over here, a Scotch settlement school, and they have a couple schoolhouses here. We're going to see one even older than this, but take a look at this little building. Let's walk in and take a look. And here it is. Here's the inside of the school. It's a one-room schoolhouse with the teacher's desk right there. Over here we have the George Washington Carver cabin. And this is to kind of give you an idea. This is actually a reproduction of his home. But just to give you an idea of the type of home he grew up in, this is it right here.
The United States Department of Agriculture provided garden seeds for Carver to disperse. He created numerous bulletins on farming, plant varieties, and nutritious recipes which could be made from home gardens. Still, remote farmers were not being reached. Many couldn't read the bulletins. At Carver's suggestion, the Jessup wagon, named after a New York philanthropist, was built and equipped as a movable agricultural school. It roamed the countryside, its agent talking to 2,000 farmers a month in its first summer. When it wore out, it was replaced.
That is quite a small room.
Nutrition was
Maybe
also important to Carver.
6 by 7 at the most. Over here, the William Holmes McGuffey birthplace. And apparently he was an author, it looked like. Not familiar with this one. But right there is the home he grew up in. And here we go. As I mentioned earlier, there were some older schoolhouses. This one says 1836. This is the William Holmes McGuffey Schoolhouse. And it looks much like the last two buildings. It is a log cabin. I'm not sure if it's open. The door is shut, but it's right up there. Guys, there is just so much to see here. There's no way I can cover it all in one video. It's like being in a subdivision in different decades. As you walk down this very long street and then back up the street on the backside, there are houses all the way down, featured houses from different historical points in time, some of them from various historical figures, some of them just to represent the stylings of those times. This home here belonged to Robert Frost, famous author who wrote many poems, and this is the home we're talking about. This particular name might sound familiar to you. It's the Noah Webster home. If you've ever read a dictionary or looked something up, you can thank Noah Webster. And this was his home. And it's currently under refurbishment. They try to keep these homes looking as new as possible. Over here is Cotswold Cottage, and talks about how these cottages were built in England, and it's a beautiful, beautiful home. Just amazing, all stonework. Even look at the entryway. Just an amazing home. Looks like it's got slate roofing of some sort, or some sort of stone roofing. I'm not sure what it is. Apparently they usually have food here, but it's not open currently. Look at all the colors in the garden. Oh yeah, look at this, just amazing. Floor is very uneven though. Very uneven. quite an amazing building. Really, really cool. Beautiful landscaping. And outside they have this nice patio set up with these tables and chairs because I believe they do serve food here typically. And unfortunately, they're not doing that. I think they have not done that since COVID. And just behind the cottage, I do see something tarped up. Looks like it might have served beverages and maybe cold sandwiches or something of that nature that you could sit out here and eat on the patio. Just across from the cottage, we have the Ferris windmill. And these were New England windmills, and here's what it looks like. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today's trip out to Greenfield Village. We only covered half of the village. I will be back to cover the second half. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to click on that compass so you can stay subscribed to future videos just like this one. And remember, adventure is only a short drive away.